to anyone, and one I haven't even really admitted to myself. For all those years I blamed Walter. There have been as many. More. When I have put aside my knowledge of what I did and didn't do to save Charlotte. A friend of mine once said that a secret is truly abject when it can never be voiced. Its shame buys its silence. All this time I have kept my silence. But here it is. There was a moment when Charlotte and I were living together in Berlin when I, too, could have saved her. It was Walter who gave me the choice, and I looked at all the evidence, and then, methodically, carefully, I chose not to act. It was not a fleeting decision over the course of minutes, or even hours. I came to my decision over 2 weeks. If Walter killed her, then I killed Charlotte too. Weimar, 1922. Chapter 2. Weimar. Sparkling year. Our first year at the Bauhaus was a year to envy. Back then there were 6 of us, Walter and Jene, Kaspar and Irmi, me and Charlotte. Right from the beginning, those were always the pairings. We were 18, and Jene, a Hungarian diminutive of Eugene he had won from a favourite uncle, was 20 when we began our preliminary studies, and it was at the Bauhaus that we learnt everything we were later to rely on, about colour and form, texture and materiality. It was here we learnt about an object's very nature, the paper essence of paper, the timberiness of wood, the strength of rope and string. But most importantly, perhaps, it was here that we learnt to fast, and where we learnt how our fasts might trick from our hungry selves a world of shimmer, havoc, pleasure. From the first day of the new semester, Charlotte was fascinating to me. I met her in the school canteen over lunch. September light tumbled the shadows of the trees onto the long tables, and so her skin, too, was a canvas where the day leapt and swayed. I thought it was a trick of the day's turbulence that made her gaze so impossible to read. It was reserved, but also flamboyant. I sat at one end of the table with Walter and Jene. I'd met them in the director's introductory class and immediately liked both of their unabashed desires to be my friend. Charlotte was at the other end with Irmi and Kaspar. Here we were, stalled in light. Friendship on the brink of things. Walter and Jene were talking about where their siblings had been during the war. I didn't really want to talk about my brother, Peter. It was too painful and too complicated. And anyway, Charlotte was distracting enough. Her bright blonde bob was cut severely along her jaw. Her blink was languorous and slow. She had lovely green eyes that made her look both serene and empty. More boy than woman. She was thin, her bones razorish at wrist and collar. She didn't smile much. When Walter and Jene left to visit the city, Walter wanted to see Goethe's house. I stayed at the table where Charlotte sat alone, finishing a green apple, which was all the more vividly coloured in proximity to her eyes. "You're in Master Itten's class," I said. She blushed, but then said, "Aren't we all?" I asked if I could sit down. She gestured to the chair. "What's your name?" "Charlotte," she said. There was a trace of an accent to her German. "Where are you from, Charlotte?" "Prague. What's yours?" she asked. "Your name, I mean." "Paul. Paul Beckermann." You can sometimes feel such an intensity of happiness.